Update 20.1 is now available on the PUBG PC test servers, bringing with it a host of interesting changes, including some pretty surprising ones to the map rotation. Today, we are going to take a look at gameplay footage of all of these new features and talk through all of the important stuff that you might have missed in the patch notes. Hey everybody, my name's Ben and welcome back to another Beard Guys video. If you've got any thoughts, good or bad, on this update or any questions about it, then please drop them in the comments down below, or better yet, jump onto my live stream on twitch.tv/thebeardguys this afternoon, where I'll be playing some PUBG and discussing this update. So as I said, the update is available on the PC test servers right now, and it's going to go live for PC next Wednesday on the 12th of October, and then for console the following Thursday on October the 20th. This patch includes some pretty drastic changes to map rotation, rebalancing of some of the grips in PUBG, and some adjustments as to what scopes are available on what guns. First up, the map rotation. If you're playing in NA, EU, SA, OC, or RU, then normal matches are going to have Erangel, Destin, Taego, Sanhok, and Karakin. That's right, Miramar is being removed from casuals for this update. I don't imagine it's going to be out for too long. I don't know if they're going to do some work on it or just trying something a bit different, but this is the first time that Miramar has been out of map rotation since it was released. It's still going to be available in ranked with Erangel, Miramar, and Taego, the ranked maps, but for normals, we're seeing Miramar drop out, Paramo drop out, and then Sanhok and Karakin come in. Personally, I'm a huge fan of this map rotation. I really like playing on Erangel, Destin, Taego, Sanhok, and I don't really mind Karakin. So for me, this is an almost perfect map rotation. I'm getting pretty bored of playing on Miramar at the moment, but everyone likes different maps, so I know some people are going to be absolutely outraged, some people are going to be happy, some people are going to be kind of meh, but that's just life. Moving down to the grip adjustments, we're going to see changes to the thumb grip, angled grip, half grip, vertical grip, and the lightweight grip. It mentions in the patch notes that the dev team felt pretty validly, I think, that the vert grip just tended to be a bit too strong and everyone kind of just used it all the time. People tended to just use the vert grip whatever and not really bother using the other stuff too much, so they've made some adjustments to try and make the other grips have some more pros and cons that might make them beneficial over a vert grip. Essentially, there's been some buffs made to the thumb grip, the angle grip, the half grip, and the lightweight grip to try and make them a little bit more competitive, as well as a small nerf to the vert grip. It's hard to offer too much thought on how they felt playing this. I was playing this on PC on the test servers. I was playing with a controller. I normally play on console, so I can't really judge how they might feel different when you're playing it on console. We have different recoil levels on console as well, so it'd be interesting to see how it feels for not just the experienced players who play all the time and can control recoil very well, but also for everyday players who maybe struggle a little bit more with recoil control, which, let's face it, is the majority of the player base. Certainly some welcome changes, and if it does mean people start using a bit more of a variety of grips, then I think that is a positive thing. Firing from vehicles is something that has been commented on as being quite easy for some time, and they've made some changes, although just for PC, so these changes aren't going to affect console. Basically, they've made it so if you're using a pistol from the driver's seat in a vehicle, then it takes you 50% longer to reload. You also have increased recoil of about 20%, and you can't reload your pistol in the driver's seat whilst you're turning. It will cancel the reload. As for seat swapping and doing drive-bys, if you're in the passenger seat, your recoil is increased by approximately 10%, and apparently it was already increased by 10%, so it should be 20% more than normal. Again, both of these updates only apply to PC, so you shouldn't see any difference on console. Another pretty significant change is that we're going to see the Atex and 15X made available on the M16 and the Mutant. At one stage back in the day, the Atex was actually available on the M16 a long time ago, but now we see the Atex and 15 available on these single shot ARs. You'll also be able to use these in TDM. One other really nice change that I know a lot of people are going to welcome is the 4X reticle type can now be changed. You can do this by pressing page up or page down on PC with a mouse and keyboard, or going into your settings for console, and you'll be able to change between the 3 different available 4Xs. So if you like using an AK with a 4X but you hate the reticle, you'll now be able to change it to the single point or small arrow or the circle, depending on which one you want to use. They've also made a few changes to Destin, including slowing down the first couple of circles a little bit. They said a few too many people were dying to the blue. I kind of felt the pacing was okay on Destin. We're just going to have to wait to see how that feels. I'm worried it might slow it down a little bit too much, but we're just going to have to test that one once it's out in the water. On Destin, again, you're also going to now be able to attach the 2x and the 6x to the O12. It can also attach a 3x and a 4x, I noticed in the training rooms. I'm not sure if it could before, or maybe it could and the 2x and 6x couldn't, but you can now attach a 2x, a 3x, a 4x, and a 6x to the O12. The changeable weather that you get on Destin is now also available in custom matches, which is great because it's a really nice feature. And they've also made some adjustments to the jammer pack, making it slightly less effective. It takes damage at a slightly increased rate now, so you won't be able to camp out in the blue quite so much. It's also worth noting that the jammer pack, it says, can now only be found on Miramar, Karakin, Haven, and Destin. So that seems to infer that the jammer pack will no longer be available on Sanhok, which I think was the first map that it actually was released on. Erangel has had the sunset weather effect added to it for normal and custom matches, which is great. And there's also some quality of life changes to customization and the wardrobe kind of stuff that we're not really going to look at too much today. Another couple of nice little tweaks you might have noticed. The carry feature has had the keys changed. You can now use the limited interact default keys, so you can use H on PC to carry people, or LB and X, which I think is the same as skinning a vehicle. It's that button basically. If you have custom key bindings on controller, you might have changed that to a different button. I know I have, so mine is like LB and right on the D-pad or something weird. Nice little change there. I know on PC particularly a lot of people were having trouble with their key bindings mucking up carry and it kind of interacting with things they didn't mean to interact with, so that hopefully has now been fixed. The screen ping marker has now been changed as well. It's now a slightly transparent marker, which is a good change, so it doesn't completely block your view, and they will automatically disappear after 30 seconds. A slightly odd change is they have been now added to ranked. I'm not sure I'm really on board with that change. I don't know why they've done it, but I don't really play ranked, so whatever, I guess. But that has been made. The pings are now a thing in ranked as well. They've also added a new inventory-based radio message, so you can kind of highlight stuff in your inventory and press things and say, I have one energy drink, or I have this, or whatever. So if you communicate using radio stuff and not voice chat, then there's some more options for you there. There's also a few smaller changes listed here. One of the interesting ones I saw was console graphic options. Every available graphic option will appear in settings for all console devices. So I assume this means rather than just showing what they suggest you can use, they're just going to give you all of the options you might want to change. So you can pick graphics priority or frame rate priority on your Xbox One or your PS4. I assume that's kind of what it means. I would suggest doing that at your own risk, because if they didn't have it available, it's probably because the performance would be terrible. But you can now seemingly change some of those options and try them out on your older console. Another nice change I know will be very welcome are some TDM changes, which will auto-save your spawn kit, and the attachments on your weapon will be saved so you can reuse it right away rather than having to change every time you respawn in TDM. They've also added a few new things to the workshop that weren't in there before, and they've made some changes to the hideout to try and help you stop accidentally scrapping your progressive skins. Other than that, there's a load of bug fixes and stuff listed down below. I'll let you go through those at your own pace if you want to. The link for the patch notes is down in the description below. So that's everything for today. Like I said, I'm going to be playing some PUBG today on stream. If you want to come and talk about this patch, then jump over there, or like I said, leave a comment down below. I think it's a really interesting looking patch. There's not loads of massive new content, but I think the changes they've made are quite interesting. I like the map rotation changes, and I'm particularly interested in trying out the grip changes, seeing how the balance feels, and playing around with an M16 and a mutant, maybe with an Atex, and particularly an O12 with a 6X, I think could be a lot of fun. So thanks very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time. I just wanted to drop you all a quick message to tell you about our PUBG creator code. As a PUBG partner, we have a creator code which you can add to your account, which means whenever you purchase anything in game, PUBG will give us a commission. Whether you're buying season passes, G-Coin bundles, or anything else that requires cash in PUBG, if you have our code added, then you'll be helping us out without costing yourself a penny extra. It's a great way to support the channel, and it really does help keep us making PUBG content for you. Plus, it's easy to set up, and you'll only ever have to do it once. To add our code, first visit accounts.pubg.com and then log in or create an account. Once you've logged in, connect your Xbox, PlayStation or Steam account on the linked accounts tab, then go to the Creator Appreciation Program section and type the Beard Guys into the box or find us from the drop-down list. Then just click submit and you're all done. A massive thank you to everybody who has used our code. Your support is absolutely vital for us and it really makes a huge difference.